So early on in my career, I was confused and I just wasn't sure if the secret to my career was going to be working really, really hard, being the hardest worker, or was it just going to come down to simply who you know? And the hard work thing seemed more fair, but in some ways it also felt in a weird way lazier. Hear me out, because just working really, really hard is exhausting and time consuming, but it's not always overly complicated, right? You just do the job that's in front of you and you just do it really well. And I used to think that was the ticket because I think deep down I wanted it to be. So I had this crazy notion that if I just went to grad school at night and I worked really hard in my day job, that like my bosses would all notice. They'd know that I was putting in the extra work. They'd see this degree I was getting, and eventually they would like move me into the right job. And then I would just work super, super hard at that. And the right people would notice and they'd move me up. And just like that would be it. Just be awesome at the job in front of you. Work hard. And that didn't really work. And there were people who kind of wanted to help me, but didn't really feel like they could. And it wasn't quite working. And I became very upset and just very angry at the world. And I thought, this isn't fair. I see other people thriving, and it's probably just because they knew the right person. They were born with these relationships. It was handed to them, and nothing's ever handed to me, and it's just not fair. And while I understand there were people I would meet who, yeah, daddy gave a bunch of money to a campaign, and now he gets to work in that office. Those people also fizzled. I knew a couple of them, and they did not last. So you have to have the hard work to go with that. What I ultimately realized, and it took me way too long to do this, and it's one of the reasons I started DC Hopefuls, and why I encourage you at the end to click the button to potentially look into joining Career Investors, is because I want you all to learn what took me way too long. It is both. It is hard work and who you know, and it's neither. It's not what I just described. It's not just putting your head down and only focusing your job. And it's not just being lucky and knowing people. It's bringing those two concepts together. It was my job to work really hard at my day job and then also go work really hard outside of work to meet people and build relationships. And that had to become my second job. And that my career was different than job. Job is a place you go 8 to 5 and you do things. Career is like a series of jobs, but it's also the people you meet along the way. It's the reputation you build in your field. It's the amazing experiences you had. It is your lifetime of professional career. It's a career. And that had to happen for me most times after hours, right? There was basically no one from the 9 to 5 world that was going to be able to help me. And it was on me to work hard so that people who could help me would want to help me. And that was complicated, and it took a lot of time to figure out how to do that. But I had to realize that that was going to take work, that no one was just going to help me, and it was going to be easy and effortless. And those people weren't going to be nearly as concerned that I was putting in 10-hour days in my day job. So it probably made more sense to put in 8 hours and spend those extra 2 building these relationships. And that is when I learned that it was important to be good at my job. You want to have a good reputation. You want to have that confidence of a job well done that you take out to your network, but also just absolutely killing it at your job and hoping that that system will take care of you. Most of the time is not going to work. And if it does, it may only work once. It will not work over and over again. You have to take things into your own hands and go build those relationships. And I know what you're thinking, well, yeah, that would work for you, Tommy, but I don't know anybody in the field I want to be in. I don't live in DC and that's where I want to be. Or I'm in DC and I want to be somewhere else. Or I've worked in my field forever and ever and I don't want to make things awkward or lean on people. Whatever it might be, like those are all things we all have to overcome. I didn't know anybody in my field. And then when I got into my field, I had that same concern of like, how do I navigate my field and not let it seem like I'm trying to just climb the ladder and make people feel used. There is so many complications that go into this, and I understand that. But you have to start, right? And what people don't understand is you will meet the right people and you will build those correct, perfect relationships, and they may not be in your circle now. They might be 2 degrees away. You might know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who can change your life. You might know somebody right now who can't change your life today, but they can in 6 months when they get that new job, when they get that new opportunity, when they meet that new person through something else. You just don't know, but you got to start. That is why I would really encourage you to click below, check out Career Investors, my private coaching group, where I walk you through this whole process of how to work really hard to build and strengthen the relationships you already have so they get into an incredible place where they become so proactive and insanely on fire to want to help you that they'll introduce you to someone who can help a little bit more, who then can introduce you to someone who's absolutely perfectly positioned to make something incredible happen for you. And they're going to be willing to do it because you met each other through real people. There's that built-in trust and respect already built into it because you met them the right way, not messaging them on LinkedIn like a crazy person or randomly emailing them or not being one of 100 resumes they got when they posted a job announcement. So it's not either or, it's both, it's neither, however you want to look at it. You got to work hard at knowing the right people. And you can know the right people, even if you don't today, by working hard at it. When you click below, you'll see that I've given you a path, a strategy, an approach, so you can do this without guessing and wondering. You can just stick your head down and do it. You can just work hard and that will play out for you because I planned it out for you already. And you'll have me to help you and people to lean on as well in the group. Anyway, hopefully this sunk in. Hopefully this helped a few of you all out there. Be on the lookout for several more episodes coming your way.